Grounding, or how to create personal calm. Grounding is a set of simple strategies that can help you detach from emotional pain, such as anxiety, anger, sadness, or self-harm. It is basically a way to distract yourself by focusing on something other than the difficult emotion you are experiencing. You may also think of grounding as centering, distracting, creating a safe place, or healthy detachment. Although grounding does not solve the problem that is contributing to your unpleasant emotions, it does provide a temporary way to gain control over your feelings and prevent things from getting worse. Grounding anchors you and gives you a chance to calm down and allows you to eventually return and address the problem that is triggering the unpleasant emotions to begin with. Grounding can be done anytime, anywhere, and no one has to know. There are basically 3 types of grounding. You may find that one of these types works better for you, or that each is helpful in a different way. 1, we have mental grounding, focusing your mind. 2, physical grounding, focusing your senses. 3, soothing, or talking to yourself in a very kind way. First, we'll cover mental grounding. Describe the environment in detail using all of your senses. For example, the walls are white, there are 5 blue chairs, there is a wooden bookshelf against the wall. Describe objects, sounds, textures, colors, smells, shapes, numbers, and temperature. You can do this anywhere. You can play a categories game with yourself. Try to think of types of dogs, jazz musicians, animals, or famous people that begin with each letter of the alphabet. Types of cars, TV shows, writers, sports, songs, maybe cities. You can describe an everyday activity in great detail. For example, describe a meal that you cook. Example, first I peel the potatoes and cut them into quarters. Then I boil the water. Then I make an herb marinade of oregano, basil, garlic, and olive oil. We can use imagery. You can imagine and use a pleasant or comforting mental image. Again, use all of your senses to make it as real and vivid as possible. For mental grounding, we can read something and say each word to ourselves, or read each letter backwards so that you focus on the letters and not the meaning of the words. You might try using humor. Think of something funny to jolt yourself out of your mood. Or we can count to 10 or say the alphabet very very, slowly, slowly. We can also practice by using physical grounding. For physical grounding, we can run cool or warm water over the hands. We can grab tightly onto a chair as hard as we can and notice the sensations and the experience. You can touch various objects around you: a pen, your clothing, the table, the walls. Notice textures, colors, weight, temperature. You can compare the objects that you touch. You can carry a grounding object in your pocket. A small object, small rock, ring, piece of cloth that you can touch whenever you feel unpleasant emotions rising. You can notice your body, the weight of your body in the chair, wiggling your toes in your socks, the feel of the back of your chair. We can stretch, extending the fingers, arms, legs as far as we can, and slowly and gently rolling the head around. We could clench and release the fists. We can jump up and down. We can eat something in a savoring way, fully experiencing the food, describing the sights, aromas, textures, flavors, and the experience in detail to ourselves. For physical grounding, we can also focus on the breathing, noticing each inhale and each exhale, and repeating a pleasant word to ourselves on each exhale. We can also practice soothing grounding techniques. An example of this would be saying kind statements, as if we're talking to a friend or a small child. For example, "You are a good person going through a hard time, and you'll get through this." We can think of favorites, thinking of our favorite color, animal, season, food, time of day, TV show. We can picture people we care about and look at photographs of them. We might remember the words to an inspiring song, quotation, or poem that makes you feel better. For example, the Serenity Prayer. We might choose to say a coping statement, like, "I can handle this. This feeling will pass." We might plan a safe treat for ourselves, such as a piece of candy, a nice dinner, or a warm bath. You might think of things that you're looking forward to in the next week. Perhaps a time with a friend, going to a movie, or going on a hike. You'll want to practice, practice, practice. Like any other skill, grounding takes practice. So practice as often as possible and before you will actually need it. Then when you need to call upon this skill, you will have it, know it, and use it well. Try to notice which methods you like best: physical, mental, or soothing grounding methods, or maybe some combination. Start grounding early on in a negative mood cycle. Start before the anger, anxiety, or other feelings get out of control. You might choose to create your own personal methods of grounding and calm. You might create a method of grounding that might be worth much more for you than anything that I have suggested, because it is yours. You can make up an index card or type in your phone a list of your best grounding methods. Have that list available so it's there when you need it. You can create a recording of a grounding message that you can play when needed. You might consider asking your counselor or someone close to you to record it if you want to hear someone else's voice. You might also choose to have others assist you in grounding. You can teach family and friends about grounding so that they can help guide you with it if you become overwhelmed. Don't give up, and practice.